have to do this one really quickly before I run into where I'm going. You guys have to let go of the scarcity mentality. Now, what is scarcity mentality? Scarcity mentality shows up in a lot of ways. One guy bought 4 homes, and he was sharing how he bought these homes and rents them out at 20-something years old, right? He's like 28 or something. And people were like, oh, that's so greedy. Like, those are less homes for other people, and how you're affecting the neighborhood, and just the craziest analogies. There are 17 million vacant homes in America. Let me say that again. There are 17 million vacant homes in America. There's so many vacant homes. The supply, I'm not going to say the supply is endless. What you're seeing is the crunch in supply in certain areas. But there's a house out there if you want one, right? There's opportunities to wholesale if you want to. There's opportunities to wholesale land. There's land out there. Millions of acres of land. And people say, well, people don't live in that part, or they don't live over there. But there's land all around. People just don't see it that way. They get into the scarcity mindset. Same thing with relationships, money, businesses. There's tons of businesses out there. And the first thing people say was, is it oversaturated? I actually am by a plaza where there is a Smoothie King drive-through. Less than a mile down the street, there is another Smoothie King that you just have to get out of your car and walk into. Now, immediately somebody's going to say, well, that's ridiculous. No, they both stay completely slammed. It's just where they're at. It's the economic moat where they're at. They both provide great value. Now, you're going to say, well, Erica, I live in this city, that town. It's kind of dead here or whatever. There's still money moving around in those towns that you consider dead. There's several people who are doing tours and educational real estate trips in Cleveland right now, and in Detroit, and in other parts of Ohio, Columbus. And, if you listen to people, oh, it's so dead here. It's dead in Indiana. It's dead in Gary. There are companies who just invested a bunch of millions of dollars into Gary, Indiana. This scarcity mindset, it absorbs you. Like, you guys are immersed in it. And it'll mess up your values in evaluating businesses, evaluating other opportunities, and moving around and making decisions. Part of why I'm going on this little mini rant and talking about this is, it's the same way you deal with people. Well, there's only 2% of men and women who fit this category. Hey, stop that. Go out in the world. Real life happens outside. And it happens at events. I know COVID's got a lot of people thrown off, but these conferences are going to continue. These seminars are going to continue. These events, especially in 2021, I have a strong feeling in 2021, you're going to see ACLU, ACL, a lot of the conferences and concerts you see on the West Coast, they're right now probably day and night working with the legal team to figure out, how do we put the legal jargon when you buy your ticket that you can't sue us for whatever. And I think that's what was happening with the NFL. They just didn't have enough time to do it. But trust and believe, in 2021, casinos, there are going to be more casinos than ever before. There's going to be more resort parks than ever before. There's going to be more places to travel inside the United States. I truly believe a lot of the resorts you see being built are for a reason. And what's going to happen is people with money are going to travel to those places and be around those places. People who live in those towns near those casinos, near those resorts, are going to work at those places. There's still going to be money moving around the market. There's going to be a lot of opportunity next year. So if all the people who were doing online Eventbrite events this year and perfecting their craft, next year they can do a range of events. And so I just want you guys to kind of shake up and let go of that scarcity mentality that, oh my God, there's two cookies out here, and if I don't get the one cookie, then there'll be no cookies. It's the craziest ideal. And you can't be successful without an abundance mindset. Right now, there's somebody I know right now who's digging into the Nashville market, and I was looking at houses the other day, and it was a lot of $1 million houses, and he was like, oh, it's oversaturated in Nashville. And I'm like, who says? If someone's still willing to pay that price, who are you to say it's oversaturated? If someone's still moving from New York and Chicago and other cities to make a home in Nashville, then who are you to say the numbers are oversaturated? On YouTube, every day people are like, oh, it's oversaturated with fitness people. Who says that? They don't have you. Same thing with podcasts. People are like, there's podcasts all day. I can tell you right now, from our staff personally, we've researched thousands of podcasts. Half the people quit. They quit after 4 or 5 podcasts. So you'll see them out there, but they haven't done a podcast in years, months. You go on Spotify and some of these places and you'll see 35,000 podcasts. Well, then when you start digging through the list, who's been active the last 6 months? Even less. Then you go digging who's been active the past month? Even less. This is why the whole argument when I talk about Joe Budden making his Spotify being number 1 on Spotify for 3 years straight and why they owe him money is because the majority of the people that hop on and create a podcast, even the ones that ask to get interviewed me or my staff via my staff, they'll have 5 or 6 podcasts over the course of a whole year, 2-3 years. And you're like, look, you got to actually go a little bit, you know what I mean? You've got to commit to some type of schedule 1 or twice a week. But that's why when people tell me something's oversaturated, I go, have you really dug down into the market? 90% of all YouTube videos get less than 1,000 views. So when my videos get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 views, I'm excited. I'm in the top 10% of YouTube, right? You always have to kind of look at the numbers and kind of dissect them, but I just really want us to get away from that scarcity mentality that there's just not enough. Blackstone just decided they're going to go out and buy 50 mobile home parks or 47 mobile home parks. Blackstone is the same people who bought thousands of homes in the last crash. They always go where the money is. They go find where the money is and they go scoop it up. They don't go, well, there's no opportunity in the marketplace. I remember talking to somebody one time and he said he just couldn't find good people. And I said, well, okay, well tell me, where are you going? What are you doing? And he really didn't have a defined list of where he was going or what he was doing. He didn't have a defined list. He just moved to a new city and I was trying to work with him on the consulting calls. Like, okay, well, this was the list of places you need to go. The list of places you need to volunteer. You need to go volunteer with United Way Day of Giving. You need to go sign up on some 10Ks. And I don't mean just sign up and show up and go. I mean volunteer. So that you're, one, connected with the people who are volunteering there, connecting with United Way folks, connecting with other people who you can decide if you want to hang out further, invest your time, invest your energy, your intention into those folks. But you can't say there's no one out here, there's nothing out here to do, there's no one to connect with if you haven't even tried. Again, it's the same thing when I talk about tech jobs and all this stuff, and people say, well, Erica, you're not in tech. Why are you press tech jobs so hard? Because the opportunity is out there. And instead of everybody trying to get the best life on the lowest level income possible, what we would call hermit living, there's a book called Hermit Living, or Possum Living. You could be better. You could get better. You don't have to live less. You can live better. And it really starts with abundance mindset. And that's all I have for today. And I'll have a show later today, probably talking about mobile homes and what Blackstone's doing. But I just had to share that. It was really on my mind and heart, and just reading people's comments. And it's such a scarcity mentality out there. That's in your soul. And you feed it to your kids and you feed it to everybody around you. Don't do that. So anyway, you guys, this is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Good stuff coming. The gratitude journal is almost here. And yes, the fall tax lien course is live. Coming up pretty soon. Later.